world, it's AY music. Hello world, it's AY music, and you can roll with it or refuse it. I say hey, ways to the world, this is my day. Something like BK, have it my way. This is my time, I'ma shine so high.
Hey.
We're back for another, guys. I love the intro. Don't you just love it? Welcome to the Global Goals Show. He be the one them called Timo Peach.
He is clearly AY Young. And this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow.
Yes, and everyone is an outlet for change. And so we're on this mission to get the world plugged in. The battery tour is an outlet for you to plug in and connect to your passion. And so the show is designed to empower you to change the world with us and achieve the SDGs.
Here, I'm in the UK, he's in the US, and we're both musicians and creatives passionate about making change actually happen, because it's kind of time.
Heck yes, man. And Battery Tour, man, we focus on inspiring you to be an outlet for change. Now, we've launched a project that we call the Global Goals Project. It's a 3-phase rollout to achieve, to advance, to make these sustainable development goals of the world happen. So here's a quick video to bring you up to speed, with like how the project came to be, how I became one of the 17 young leaders of the world elected by the United States. Check it out.
A local hip-hop artist makes an international name for himself. He is the first artist to power his concert with 100% renewable energy.
It is a real honor to recognize Mr. AY Young, the founder of Battery Tour.
It's incredible. Can't wait for you to see this. The United Nations is now throwing its support behind him.
Mr. Young has made a big impact in his young life, born in 1991. He's a singer-songwriter, a dancer, producer, entrepreneur, and sustainability advocate. He's staged and performed more than 800 concerts. He was named by the United Nations recently as one of 17 youth world leaders of the world, the only individual selected for that honor from the United States.
Forward to stimulating this local economy further, bringing entrepreneurs together, bringing businesses together, bringing the world together so we can make some change. I'm AY with the Battery Tour, and we're here in Honduras. It's beautiful. We're going to bring power, solar energy, medical supplies, reading glasses, all those things to the people of Honduras. Hey, mama. If it's true.
Oh, the goals to get you guys plugged in. Yo, this is what we're doing here at the Global Goals Show. I'm so excited, man. I think everyone's an outlet for change. Like we aim to get everyone in the world plugged in to this project, to the Battery Tour, just to your passions in general, what passions that you have, so we can power those. So let's make this impact, Timo. Who we got?
Now, as part of your ambitions to be generally amazing, AY here, my colleague, is developing a new LP celebrating the SDGs musically, the global goals, and the people getting involved in this around the edges. Incredible.
You're right. I jumped ahead. Yeah, I'm doing an album, by the way. I can't wait.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it's going to be 17 songs, one song for each of these goals, and I'm working with the biggest and best names in the music industry. It's going to be exciting.
It is. It's another creative way to help people get plugged into the possibilities of what? Global transformation. That's what, right when we most need it. We both believe we need to bring alive these global goals with new stories of us as a total generation, no matter what our age or where we are.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, like I said, everyone's an outlet for change, and we've got a couple of outlets on the show today. So
Yes,
let's
we have.
look, dude.
Who have we got as our special guests today? AY, where are we?
Yeah. Let's bring them both on, man. I mean, we had one, and then now we have two. And why not? Why not? I'm cool. Are you cool with that?
Okay. Firstly, we're cool with that. Firstly, we have Khafre. Hey, man.
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Blessed to have you with us, man. And
who
have we got as a mystery fourth guest? Shall I bring him in, AY?
And the mystery outlet, her name is Lacey.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys?
Hey, Lacey. Yeah, great. Thanks for having spending the time to come and join us on the Global Goals Music Roadshow. Greetings and peace to you both. Thanks for joining the madness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's start. Let's just tell us about yourself. I want to start with Khafre maybe, and then move to Lacey. Just tell us about you, bro. Who are you? What do you do? What are your passions, man?
Passions, man. If I were to boil it down to two words, world peace. You know, who doesn't want world peace?
That's ambitious.
Me, as an artist, that's the goal. As an artist, I try to combine a lot of different influences, from my favorite comedians to my favorite musicians to my favorite directors, and I try to include all different kinds of people in my art, and try to make something that all different kinds of people can enjoy, and all different kinds of people can connect with, and connect to each other with. And I've traveled all around the country, performed all around the country, the Midwest, the West Coast, the East Coast, the Deep South. And people are cool everywhere. It's great to meet all kinds of people everywhere. And I've also worked in the solar industry. So as my day job, I've sold solar panels, and basically what my job was to win hearts and minds, to convince people that, hey, the transition of going from a non-renewable source of energy to a renewable source of energy can be a bit of a painful transition sometimes. It can be expensive, but we were there to help bridge that gap and to make it a more of a painless transition. Because honestly, renewable energy sources are better. They have the potential to be more reliable. They have the potential to be less expensive, and it's better for the environment. So that was my goal as a salesperson, just to help people understand that, hey, if you allow us to help you with this transition, you can have a cheaper source of energy that's cleaner, and everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
I love that, Lacey. So this is somebody personal to me. She was originally the main show host today, but then some stuff happened. We pulled in this guy too. But tell them about you, what you do, and tell them about the Calypso Clues too as well. I know about that.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I do a lot of different things. I would label myself as a creative director and a model, mom, business owner. I have a company called Calypso Clues, and our hashtag is UniteKC. Our goal is global unity as well. I am working on a few different projects here in Kansas City. We're working on building a studio and bringing a lot of different creatives here locally together so that we can make change and move that impact to other cities. So I'm trying to kind of set a foundation so that other cities can kind of see how to do it, so that we can kind of show everybody and travel to different places and meet different creatives, kind of like what we're doing here virtually, and just have a good time.
Yeah, having a good time seems quite important to us, doesn't it, AY? If we're going to do something as big, as about trying to transform the world, is not something you can do with a somber face. I think it's too serious to be somber. So, Lacey, how do you keep your creative energies up? You sound like you're doing a lot there. How do you
I
get the
do
energy
a lot
in?
of energy work, a lot of yoga. I practice a lot of self-care. So I'm currently working on a few things behind the scene to offer people some self-love packages, some mentorship, some life coaching, along with the business coaching that I've kind of been doing. So that's kind of what I've been doing behind the scenes. And I've been staying busy doing photo shoots, taking pictures, and just spreading overall positivity.
Beautiful.
Yo, that's awesome. This has been the first time we've done the show. This is episode 3. By the way, if you guys are tuning in, it's the Global Goals Music Roadshow. I see Caroline Peach saying some things. Love to have you every time. Yo, I really love that. Comment if you guys have questions, thoughts on these 2 wonderful people. The first time we got some real artists in the space. So this is dope, guys, because I really think art is how you change the world, right? I mean,
yes.
When it comes to art, yeah, and so that's this really takes me to like the next segment here. And first of all, do you guys know what the global goals are?
Part.
Now,
I couldn't
you're
type it back to you.
Snap.
Now, you're both thinking we're going to give you a test. It's a trick question. We've got to, I've often said this is how you get into the UN building in New York. You're asked a random test for the exact wording of the global goals. No, we're not going to do that. Don't worry. This is about awareness and just plugging into their thinking.
It totally is. And since, Lacey, you're not too familiar, that's wonderful. If you own a computer or on your phone, type globalgoals.org. So anyone who's listening, commenting, if you're on your phone, you're listening, paying attention, go to globalgoals.org. That brings us into our next segment. If you can pull that up, you'll see this beautiful color palette, right? There's the Sage channel. Hello, guys. Are you ready, Timo?
Yes. Are you ready?
I'm totally ready. I'm totally ready. Did we lose Khafre? Did we lose our guy?
I think we lost him.
He's still in the thread, but his camera's gone off. So hopefully we'll get him back.
Well, we have Calypso right now, so let's wait for him to come back and let's go into the next segment.
What goal are you most plugged into? Seriously, we need to know what goal you like.
It's my new favorite sting.
I love it. So Calypso / Lacey, I'm trying to like plug her company in right now.
I appreciate it.
I got you. Get them plugged in. And Unite KC is that. Which goal of the 17 goals do you most connect to? You can only pick one.
Oh my gosh, I can only pick one. Honestly, I just love the bringing the people together. And for me, like we have talked a lot about like the Operation Camp thing that I want to do with bringing the solar power and the energy to other people. And I think that's the main thing that interests me the most.
Nice. So Timo, of those goals, like partnerships, bringing people together, that sounds like goal 17.
It does sound like goal 17. It's like a great test, isn't it? Fit the passion to the goal. I think it is partnerships for the goals, definitely. Lacey, I also think you're a bit goal 3, which is good health and well-being, because you're very holistic about that stuff. And
so 3 and 17 are my favorite.
Yeah, right. Ooh. I mean, this isn't like a personality test where you then put it up next to your star sign, but it's fun to see where people intersect with the thinking.
Yes, I love that. And you know what that made me think of, bro, is that we're gonna have the slides of the goals. So then when she says that, I'm like, oh, this goal. We're like learning so much.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. I was gonna have them all racked up, ready to go, like a professional TV station. You wrote that down last week. We'll get this sorted for episode 5.
I wasn't prepared. I apologize. I was doing some this morning. We finally are we high-fiving Team 5?
We're trying to. Yes, you do. You go up, we go down. That's. I think.
I love it.
Take some practice. Yeah. No, we're the ones running the show. You have no apologies to make. It's good that you're with us, Lacey. It's us that need to add some assets. Hey, we've been adding loads of assets.
It's only the 3rd show, you guys said, right?
Right. She makes a great point, AY. Yes.
Awesome. Learning experience.
Right? We're doing pretty solid for the freaking first show. So, what segment should we hit her? Where should we move next, bro? Because she's really interested. I really want to get your, Lacey, I want to get your thoughts, because you talked about the 2 or 3 goals that you care about. You're an artist. You're a model. You've been involved in the music space and the creative space. Like, how do you think that plays a part in like building partnerships and like achieving something like good health and well-being? Tell me your thoughts.
Okay, so for me, I feel like everybody is vibrating at a certain frequency, and we all produce a certain amount of energy that we give to other people. So if you aren't practicing well-being and self-care and taking care of yourself, or like most people say, filling your own cup, you aren't really giving yourself a chance to offer what your best self to other people. And if you're not offering your best self to people, that's not going to attract other people that are offering them their best selves. So for me, practicing well-being and self-care is a way to then sell yourself, sell your business, to make partnerships for other people. So if you're going out and you're trying to find partnerships for your business and you're trying to do world goals, you don't want somebody who doesn't have self-confidence or self-care or has a way about them that they can connect with others. So for me, being able to find different ways to bring self-care for myself and incorporate other people is what builds those connections for me. Because when modeling, I mean, yeah, you're in front of the camera, but a lot of those connections are built behind the camera because you're capturing a second in a still frame. And if you can't get people comfortable with you, next to you, when you're touching them or photographing them or videoing them, you're not going to capture that emotion. And so everybody's really just searching for love and emotion and connection. So
I totally agree. And that's the bottom line of sustainability. Whenever you look at a sustainability issue, you end up eventually spiraling back to love. And it gets to that emotional truth, even while you're trying to sort out practical challenges.
Yes, I agree with you. And that has a lot to do with epigenetics and people's emotional intelligence. And that is a direct reflection of the type of relationships that you have and you keep in your life. And if you have low emotional intelligence and low self-esteem, those are traits that you're going to mirror in yourself that other people are going to see. So the more you practice self-love, self-care, positive thoughts, and good well-being, all of those things are going to reflect back to you in your day-to-day.
Wow, that was powerful and exceptional. The Sage Channel just said something. Oh, this is our one of our beautiful teachers, Miss Cassie Fogel, who's rolling out the Global Goals program in the schools. She's ear to the kids around the country that are in the schools, and the powerful message for our youth, Lacey. That's dope to hear. Yo, so Khafre, I'd love to know this guy Khafre. If you guys are tuning in, this is the Global Goals Show. He be the one them called Timo Peach, and
he's only AY young. That's all.
And we're talking about, the Battery Tour Global Goals Project. We're talking about achieving the global goals of the world, bringing people together all over the world to make great things happen. And Khafre here is an artist, which is some synergy with the tour itself, right? Dude, how would you use music, which is one of your vehicles, right? Your outlets, to help change the world? Like, what do you think it plays a part in it? I'm a believer that it is, right? But what do you think about using music in your art to make change?
I mean, music is very often a catalyst for people to think differently, feel differently. And so I definitely have used my music to bring light to issues from sustainability to, social justice and things like that. I've also just done it directly. Like I said, I was in the solar industry, and I would be on stage sometimes, and I would have other people that I was affiliated with in the solar industry sort of as vendors, and say, hey, look, if you're interested in converting to a cleaner source of energy, go see my man in the back. And we were setting up people with site surveys, right at the show. And so, that was a very effective way to take that energy, to take that enthusiasm and use it to create direct change.
It's about creating an experience, isn't it? That's the thing. If we're talking about emotional intelligence, talking about art, people connect to things they feel, and that's often what's missing about planet issues. It's too big, it's too distant. But you as a musician, both of you as creatives, can create actual experiences, not just talk about stuff.
Yeah, I love that. I love that so much.
Is that my agent calling?
It's not the agent calling. It's time for Unsee the Future.
Unsee the future. How to encourage a more hopeful human tomorrow. This is my podcast, my research cast. It's how I as a goofy music maker in the UK, fell into the global goals. I researched them on my way to sort of making music about science fiction, made me look at the planet, and then I discovered the goals. And so I've turned them into a sort of research cast with this voice, looking at the global goals, and then themes around them and beyond them. And what came out of it for me was the idea that art is maybe the most important thing we'll do, because it's all about culture change. And AY and I will say that a lot when we're talking about this, that this is about creating experiences, wedding people to emotional things, and bringing alive new stories of us. One thing I found in episode 4 of Unsee the Future, which was looking at health, it's a basic one. You probably all know it. Lacey, you'll know this, I'm sure, that the World Health Organization and other big groups looking at the macro trends of life on Earth before COVID, the biggest killers, the biggest problems were lifestyle illnesses. It's heart attack, it's diabetes, it's things connected to stress and a pandemic of mental wellness. So what you're talking about, Lacey, is right on the money for now. And good Lord, you must have seen this amplified with COVID and people around you trying to deal with everything over the last year.
Most definitely so. I think that COVID really allowed a lot of people have really suffered and gone through a hard experience with COVID and isolating themselves. But there is an overwhelming abundance of people who are thriving and who are living and creating and are healthy. And they have all taken this time to create and live and thrive in a way that living in day-to-day corporate society doesn't allow for. So taking that time to do it like this over a Zoom meeting instead of in a studio all together where we have to drive an hour and do hair and do makeup and do all these other things to have an hour show that takes away energy and time from people. So now people are thinking about how great they feel conserving their energy and conserving their time and working a lot smarter instead of harder, which I think is allowing for a huge burst of new businesses, new ideas, and ultimately like new ways of thinking and self-thinking.
Yes.
It's nuts. Like, I actually totally agree with that. And I mean, we have this whole segment where I talk about like the showbiz stories, right? Because I've literally done over 800 concerts around America powered by renewable energy, and had the opportunity to work with some of these names you're seeing on the screen, and to be powered by the people, powered by people like you. You've been to a Battery to a show. But it's interesting in this new world where I'm not out here performing. Like, I'm not out here buying Chipotle and slicing it in 3 pieces and eating 1 per day and sleeping in my car and meeting people in person that way. But I might be connecting to more now and new innovative ways and making even more change with my art, all from Zoom due to COVID and this adaptation. So that's like an interesting thought in general. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and AY, you've really trodden out the miles, man. It's so impressive. You've done 800 shows in the last sort of, I don't know, half a decade. I've done about a dozen. Really impressive. But I'm interested to know how all of us have found the difference between, as creatives, as people making things for other people, but also for ourselves, making sense of life through self-expression creatively. How have we all found the difference between pre-COVID and post? Are we honestly feeling better for it or worse, or how's it affected our creative work?
Yeah, start with you, Lacey. Let's go. Like, what?
I'm excited. Listen, okay, so I loved 2020. If I'm just being really honest and unapologetic about it, it changed my entire life. I think it changed everybody's entire life in good ways and in bad. And for me, emotional intelligence is what I speak on literally anytime I get the chance, because I think that the more people look into emotional intelligence and epigenetics and the things that cause them to have an unconscious awareness of what's going on around them, there's been an entire shift. I mean, every century there's, a different theme, a different thing that's happening. And we are all just on the cusp of finding unity and finding world peace and moving into that generation of people who we're starting a new renaissance. This is an entire new renaissance.
Everybody. Let's go, Timo!
Yes. And so
We're starting. No, keep it going. We're starting a renaissance.
Yes, and we're coming together, and we're doing ways that people never really thought possible before. So for me, it's just a beautiful thing that's happening, and I'm seeing it in people who I previously saw vibrating at such low levels that they couldn't even find the end of the circle to move up the spiral, and now people are just moving at such a high speed, and they're ascending, and it's just beautiful.
That is so energizing to hear you say that, because I know of so many folk who are struggling, and I would say all my creative friends span, as we all do, I'm sure, a real spectrum. There are those who are in events and live and musicians whose businesses have been kind of turned off, and then there are friends of mine who are more in digital and agency life, and a lot of them have been busy. It's been a really mixed bag, and the UK is quite tough. We're in winter, obviously, at the moment, and we all are in the Northern Hemisphere, but there's a real mixed bag of tough stuff going on. We need a lot more of you, Lacey, energizing us all. We all need to tap into one of your shows.
Well, I will come back as much as you want me to. So we can just keep going back and forth. It's spread the love.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely dope. Like, passionate, dedicated people don't let problems stop them. I love what the Sage Channel is saying. You're really inspiring a lot of people right now. Honestly, Lacey, beautiful to have you. I'm so happy to have you on the show. What are your thoughts, Timo? We got Khafre back here.
Yeah, Khafre, I was going to say, honestly, man, how are you? What frequency are you vibrating at the moment? How creative? How up or not are you feeling as 21 opens up?
Ooh, how art or not? Gosh, dude, new segments.
I'm glad you asked that. This is the best time of my life. This follows.
Yes, I love it. I feel the same way.
What? How? Why is that?
I moved out to LA. I finally got the nerve. So early 2020. Hold on. I'm getting the years confused. Early 2020, I moved out to LA from Philly. I finally got the nerve to do it. I've been talking about it for years. I got my car, drove to the West Coast. I was running an Airbnb. I was flying all over the country doing gigs. I was just about to start a new job that was going to have me also flying all over the country, as a day job. So I was just going to be everywhere all the time, having fun, making music, hanging out in LA. And then COVID hit. And then the shows got canceled. And then the darkness started to descend. The fear started to build. And being in a new city, I was treated like an outsider. All of my friends that I had made in LA over the years of traveling there, they weren't as available to me as I was expecting when I moved out there. And so I spent a lot of time alone. And I spent a lot of time isolated. And I had to deal with myself. I had to deal with my own self-love issues. I had to deal with my own dependencies on other people's validation and the social scene and the women in my life. And I was cut off from all the comforts of home. Even though I was in sunny California, I had a really dark period. And I came out of that dark period with tougher skin. And I came back to the East Coast to do some gigs when the school started opening back up and things started opening back up. And started working with my day ones, the people who really, helped me get to the point where going to LA was even a good option for me. And started working with them with a new determination, just a new level of enthusiasm, just a new balance to life that allowed me to perform, that allowed me to create without filtering, without judging, without being so harsh on myself that I was constricting my own flow. So right now, I'm just so grateful to be with my best friends again, making music again. I'm so grateful to be in a headspace where I'm not judging everything that comes out of me before it comes out. So I'm in my most creative. I'm in my most loving. I'm in just the best time of my life because of the darkness.
I think that deserves a amazing.
We could totally dive into. I have a couple of things I want to say because I'm an artist. I could totally dive into a lot. I could tell more. I remember the moment when COVID hit and like all the battery tour shows were canceled. But one I want to say, we're at the Global Gold Show. Anyone tuning in, welcome. Timo Peach is over here, my man. I'll be the one that.
AY Young is over there.
What's up? We're here with two wonderful outlets, Lacey and Khafre, getting plugged in right now. And of course, we've launched this Global Goals project, right? This attempt, to achieve the global goals of the world. And it's interesting because you're an artist and you deal with solar, and that's what I'm doing too, right? I'm storing energy to do concerts. So first of all, bro, there's a lot of ways we can plug in. Lacey, I can't wait to see how you can plug in even to those specific goals. And then you mentioned good health and well-being, and I remember just the other day, I think I can't think it was Miley Cyrus or it was one of these I can't remember which one it was that like plugs very much so into that goal, and we're starting to build out those records. So it could be so cool to have someone like you plugged in on the Global Goals project. But real quick, while we have just a couple more minutes in this segment, I want you guys to know what we are doing, right? We're going to do one of the world's first sustainable albums. That's what we're doing. That's what the Battery Tour Global Goals project is. We're starting out. We're in phase one. We're doing an album, 17 songs. Then we're going to do a tour. So Khafre is just kind of cool. We're going to do it in the U.S. first. 17 dates next year. And I picked the U.S. because I'm the young leader of America, right? So it's
yes, you are.
Up,
one of only 17 in the world, the only bloke in the US representing the UN youth. Amazing.
And I mean, Khafre, I can see you out there on it, man. Plugged in, bro. And then we're going to release a guidebook. Right, I'm extending my hand for you right now, and we're doing a guidebook and a roadmap, which is hell yes, dude. A guidebook and a roadmap, which is phase 3, and I see Lacey. It's funny you use the hashtag Unite KC, right? It's like a company like yours, a mission like yours, needs to be seen and connected to. And this is random. I'm gonna pass the mic to Timo. I am actually working on the Kansas City, Missouri anthem, trying to have the collaboration with Janelle Monáe, Tech Nine. We already have Andrew James Country Music on there. He's a star. Went on tour with Garth Brooks. I think we would love to have you a part of that. Band of Angels is a part of it. We're trying to plug in Hallmark now as well with there's some motorcycle company. So we got the mayor involved. He's behind it. And so I got, let's get, unite Kansas City for sure, girl. Let's do it.
I am ready. I'm excited for the next concert. If you need another host, let me know. I really want to sit down with you. Finally, we have a hard time connecting, just so the rest of you guys know. We try to set meetings, and then our schedule, we go back and forth and back and forth. So we've been supposed to have had a meeting a few times now, I think, and this is the first time that we are connecting in like a couple months. So
you guys are too productive, too creative, if that's even possible. And so the only way you can meet is by putting a TV show in the diary and meeting on the telly. I respect that.
Yeah, so we're going to meet and talk about Operation Camp, because that's what Calypso wants to do this year. And I want to care about more people, and I want to bring the sustainable energy to a local plot of land where we can donate campers and RVs for the homeless so that they can have like a place where they can live permanently, so that we can end a lot of the homeless people problems that are happening here locally in Kansas City. We have had a few people that have passed away this year, and the facilities haven't been running properly. So I don't know where that fits in on your goals, because my sheet isn't pulling up right now, but that's what I've been wanting to meet with you with, dear friend.
That's
and the truth is, although firstly, excellent. Secondly, this. Thirdly, the whole thing with the global goals, certainly that I discovered, is that the real power of them is not in picking out one or two. It's useful to highlight kind of different issues, but really that I think the power of the global goals is putting them all together. So an ordinary us lot, we're all kind of nobodies. We're local people. When we look at that framework, it can help us get our heads around how the whole world's connected. Everything's connected, man. And for me, it was the global goals that helped me get that properly. Go, right, they're all just different symptoms of the same thing, which is our economic culture that we all live in. So when you don't know which to fit into, that's called complexity. That's the real world, Lacey.
Absolutely. What do you got to say, AY? I see you up there.
Look at him. Look at him there. He's poised, ready to go like a superstar.
Like a statue.
Crap, it's time to perform, but I normally would just start performing. We're going to do something real special. Hit it! This is my song, Save the Planet. Live. Crap, dude. That transition. We won't work.
We can edit this out, can't we? It's not like it's live.
You can't say hit it and not hit it. You gotta, you gotta hit it and just say hit it.
Right? I know. I work with. Check this out. So this is the Global Goals Music Roadshow. You know, we always got a performance on here. My name, I'll be the one that call AY, and this is my song, Save the Planet.
Tick tock, don't let the ball drop. The clock starts now. Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Woo! Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Ooh. Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Ooh. Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Ooh. Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. Ooh. Save the planet. We gon' save the planet. Everybody looking at me like I'm from another planet. The ocean is alive. Keep the plastic out. The ocean is alive. So keep the plastic out. The ocean is alive. Keep the plastic out. The ocean is alive. So keep the plastic out. Yeah. Let's save the planet.
Did that work?
The ocean is alive. Keep the plastic out. The ocean. I'm just sorry. I'm still going. That's too short.
That was like perfect though, right? Like that's good for like us people that gotta keep things moving.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be another verse.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great for a commercial, you know.
Hey,
Yes,
yeah.
I agree, Khafre.
Don't you have a video with some kids and you're singing the same song or a similar song?
Probably. I've done so many shows.
I've done so many shows.
There's probably 800 videos of just
Remember
that.
my name.
It's nuts, guys. It's totally nuts. Yo, we have to make sure though, we tell people as you're watching the show, like make sure you get plugged in to the battery tour though. Okay, guys, like get plugged in, be a part of this global epic thing we're doing. If you're an artist like Khafre, you know, get plugged in, registered officially as an artist because things are moving, the spots are filling, and we want to make sure you can get and be a part of this once in a lifetime tour. Like Timo.
Yes.
Tell them a little bit more about you. I want the audience to know who you are and why you're here.
I too am an artist. I'm a music maker and a creative, and my music outfit's called Momo Tempo. It's a sort of alternative electro pop band, rich storytelling, big sounds. I'm very much a studio artist, and yet born to perform, much like my colleague here. So we've immediately hit it off, finding someone else who's talking about art and performance and the state of the planet, and we've hit it off fast, haven't we, AY?
Yeah, man. It's crazy how we met, guys. Like, I mean, you know, like everybody in my life so far has been kind of crazy the last year. Like Lacey, we just met, right? I became a young leader, and we met. It's like this is what I want people to listen to understand. This is what we're doing. This is what I'm trying to show. You know, music is a universal language. That's what's connecting us, bro. It's your love for music. She's got a love for music and art in general. Art, man, is one of the only ways I think to really make things move forward. You know, and in the way we're doing it, and like Khafre is like, mixing solar and technology, you
Yes.
know, how we even do the art. You know,
That's the point.
let me ask you guys that. What do you guys think? Like, how does technology play a role with the art?
Well, I want to say one thing before I get into that. I really love the lighting. With the purple and the blue. That's
he just outdoes everyone. He just casually, he's cool as hell.
Yeah,
points,
like,
all the points to you, Khafre.
Really,
thanks, mate.
He's really got it going on. I need to get some. But so
let me change the question. How does technology
that I went to?
Go ahead. I was going to say, let me change the question. Like, how does technology play a role in art? You know, how does it do it?
Oh, well, you know, we as artists, our instruments are an extension of our personality. Our instruments are an extension of our thoughts and our feelings. And it's the same with, you know, a beat machine or a guitar. It's the same with, you know, Logic Pro or a drum set. Whatever tools that we have, you know, if James Brown had auto-tune, he'd probably be making some crazy auto-tune stuff, you know. So the tools that we have help us express, you know, the thoughts in our mind. And I like the way that you're doing. All these things need power. All these things need electricity. All these things need manufacturing. And so I really like what you're doing is finding a more sustainable, a more responsible way. Hey, look, I want to hit 800 cities, but can we do it in a way that's carbon neutral? You know, I want to hit 800 cities, or I want to do 800 dates, but can we do it in a way that doesn't poison the world? So the fact that you're able to combine, you know, solar and battery technology with your performance and with your message is really inspiring to me. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Lacey.
it.
Oh, you're muted.
She's on mute. She might need to unmute herself.
Oh no. Can you ask me the question one more time? How does technology play a role in the creative today?
Yeah, like how does technology play a role just in art, I think, overall? Because like it's such a big thing now, from Facebook to Instagram, right? Technology in general. Zoom.
It is huge. So technology, I think, plays a part in every type of visual art that we're seeing, unless it is literally something that's being made by the hand. And then what's happening is it's getting sold online. So I think that technology has kind of taken a front row to everything that we're doing. I know that doing modeling and taking pictures, I spend a lot of time in front of the camera, but then after that happens, there is a lot of time that goes into picking photos, editing photos, and then once the photos are edited, marketing the photos, making marketing for the photos, and where that goes and how that works, and everything that goes into that is just a lot of digital sitting, really. Like I sit a lot and do a lot of stuff in front of my computer. So I think that a lot of different people are tapping into ways to use technology to create what they were creating before by going out and standing on the street or going and doing pop-ups and different things like that. It's again, bringing it back to saving people time and energy so that they can spend more time focusing on doing the actual creating aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree. It's all just extensions, like Khafre said, echoing what you're saying there. It's all just extensions of the human instinct to make music, but all instruments are technology, whether they look old or they're digital. It's all tech, but it's actually all just extensions of the soul, man.
I love that. Extensions.
That was beautiful. Absolutely.
So guys, real quick, you know, I want to show you guys something really, really special. I've never before shown like anyone this. Let's see if we can pop it up. We just got this fresh off the press, the official Battery Tour Outlet Oath, right? And this is going to ring around every school in America and carry this Battery Tour platform. You know, on my honor, I will do my best to plug in, right? To power the tour, to power our passions. That's your passion. That's what you care about, right? I am energy. I am action. I am an outlet for change, right? I believe that everyone in this world is an outlet for change. And I've been on a mission since 2012 when I left the X Factor TV show Yeah, I had met L.A. Reid. I had met Britney Spears. Demi Lovato was a mentor. It was wonderful. I met all these people. It's like, oh my God, they're great, right? They're superstar people, right? And I got off that show, and I remember trying to open for Wiz Khalifa or Shaggy. You look back on my wall, you see I've opened for Wycliffe, and I did a 3-city tour with Shaggy. I remember trying to be an artist in Kansas City, and I remember being told no all the time. I remember hitting up somebody, and if they ever hit you back, well, how many followers do you have? Well, how many tickets is your last tour sold out? Like, I was hit with that stuff.
We have our bands. We have bands. They're good.
Right. And even till now, I don't have 1 million followers. But just yesterday, I get linked to speak with Maroon 5. Just yesterday, I'm up till 2 a.m. talking to Billie Eilish's manager, having her come, right? Anything is possible. Anything can be, you can make anything happen. And we're all outlets for change. So, my name's AY. I got to run and go get the world plugged in. It's been super dope being with you guys.
Wait, I've just got one thing to... Oh, and there he is. He's gone again. Yeah, and that was AY. Because he's just bounced because phone calls, management, superstar, list of superstar names, and he's gone. So that leaves us, guys, just to say thank you to you both. Thank you so much, Lacey and Khafre. I had a mental block there. We've been talking all night, and then I suddenly had an old man block where I go, who are these people in front of me? What's my name? Where do I live? Which part of the world am I in? Khafre, thank you so much, man, for sharing from your heart tonight. That was beautiful. Lacey, inspiring. Both of you, thanks for being creatives on our show. That's it. And I'm going to say goodbye to you both. Stay in touch and let us know what you're doing. We'll retweet things and share all that you're up to. Go plug in and keep inspiring people. It's been an absolute joy to meet both of you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Lacey and Khafre, good night and goodbye. And well, that just leaves you and me, dear listener. And I think we've learned a lot tonight, haven't we? Wherever you're going home to now, make sure it's where you already are. And whoever you're going home with, make sure it's somebody you already live with. Because it's still way too soon. It's still way too soon to be mucking about out there. Stay safe. We've learnt that it is possible in really weird times to rise. To come back from feeling black and feeling in the best place you are in life. And to, feel that even though everything's terrible, everything's connected, and there are always possibilities. There's also always keyboard practice, which I really should be getting on with now. This has been the Global Goals Music Roadshow, episode 3. Is it only 3 that we've had? He was AY Young. I'm Timo Peach, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe. Good night. Love you. Bye.